Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful and awe-inspiring natural phenomena on our planet, volcanoes. These fiery mountains have shaped the Earth's landscape, influenced climates, and impacted human civilizations for millennia. From their explosive eruptions to their calming dormancy, volcanoes are as fascinating as they are formidable. Join us as we explore the science, history, and sheer power of these incredible geological features. What is a volcano? First, let's understand what a volcano is. Essentially, a volcano is an opening in the Earth's crust through which molten rock, ash, and gases escape from below the surface. When pressure builds up in the Earth's mantle, it forces magma, molten rock, to the surface, creating a volcanic eruption. Volcanoes can be found on land or beneath the ocean, and they come in various shapes and sizes, each with unique characteristics and behaviors. Types of volcanoes. Shield volcanoes. Shield volcanoes are characterized by their broad, gently sloping sides formed by the flow of low-viscosity lava that can travel long distances. They resemble a warrior's shield lying on the ground. Mauna Loa in Hawaii is a classic example of a shield volcano. Stratovolcanoes. Stratovolcanoes, also known as composite volcanoes, are steep-sided and symmetrical, built up by many layers of hardened lava, tephra, pumice, and volcanic ash. These volcanoes are known for their explosive eruptions. Mount Fuji in Japan and Mount St. Helens in the United States are well-known stratovolcanoes. Cinder cone volcanoes. Cinder cone volcanoes are the smallest and most common type of volcano. They are composed of volcanic debris, such as ash, cinders, and volcanic rocks, which accumulate around the vent. Paracutan in Mexico is a famous cinder cone volcano that erupted in 1943. Lava domes. Lava domes are formed by the slow extrusion of viscous lava from a volcano. These domes can create highly explosive eruptions when gas pressure builds up within the dome. Mount St. Helens has a prominent lava dome formed after its 1980 eruption. How volcanoes form. Volcanoes are primarily found at tectonic plate boundaries, though they can also form at hotspots. There are three main settings where volcanoes form. Divergent plate boundaries. At divergent plate boundaries, tectonic plates move away from each other, allowing magma to rise and create new crust. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is an example of volcanic activity at a divergent boundary. Convergent plate boundaries. At convergent plate boundaries, one tectonic plate is forced beneath another in a process called subduction. The descending plate melts, and the resulting magma rises to form volcanoes. The Ring of Fire around the Pacific Ocean is a prime example of volcanic activity at convergent boundaries. Hotspots. Hotspots are areas where plumes of hot mantle material rise towards the surface, creating volcanoes. These are not associated with plate boundaries. The Hawaiian Islands are formed by a hot spot in the middle of the Pacific Plate. Volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions can vary significantly in size, style, and impact. They are generally classified into two main types, effusive and explosive. Effusive eruptions. Effusive eruptions involve the steady flow of low-viscosity lava, which can create extensive lava flows. These eruptions are typically less violent and are characteristic of shield volcanoes, like those in Hawaii. Explosive eruptions. Explosive eruptions are characterized by the violent release of gas and magma. These eruptions can produce pyroclastic flows, ash clouds, and volcanic bombs. Stratovolcanoes often have explosive eruptions, which can be incredibly destructive. Famous volcanic eruptions. Mount Vesuvius, 79 AD. One of the most famous eruptions in history is that of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. The eruption buried the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum under layers of ash and pumice, preserving them for centuries. The event offers a snapshot of Roman life and highlights the devastating power of volcanoes. Krakatoa, 1883. The eruption of Krakatoa in 1883 was one of the most violent volcanic events in recorded history. The explosion was heard as far as 3,000 miles away, and the resulting tsunamis killed over 36,000 people. The eruption significantly impacted global climate, causing temperature drops and vivid sunsets worldwide. Mount St. Helens, 1980. Mount St. Helens in Washington state erupted catastrophically on May 18, 1980. The eruption caused the largest landslide in recorded history and resulted in 57 deaths. The event dramatically reshaped the mountain and provided valuable data for volcanologists. The impact of volcanoes on Earth. Volcanoes play a crucial role in shaping the Earth's landscape and atmosphere. They create new landforms, contribute to the formation of fertile soils, and influence global climates. Formation of landforms. Volcanic activity is responsible for creating many of the Earth's most dramatic landforms, including mountains, islands, and plateaus. The Hawaiian Islands, for example, were formed by volcanic activity over millions of years. Fertile soils. Volcanic ash and lava break down over time to form some of the most fertile soils on Earth. Regions with volcanic soils, such as the valleys around Mount Vesuvius, are known for their productive agriculture. Climate influence. Volcanic eruptions can impact the global climate by releasing large quantities of ash and gases, such as sulfur dioxide, into the atmosphere. These particles can reflect sunlight and cool the Earth's surface. The eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991, for example, caused a temporary global temperature drop. Monitoring and predicting volcanic activity. Advancements in technology have significantly improved our ability to monitor and predict volcanic activity. Scientists use a variety of tools and techniques to study volcanoes and mitigate their risks. Seismology. Seismographs detect and record earthquakes, which often precede volcanic eruptions. By analyzing seismic activity, scientists can identify signs of an impending eruption. Gas emissions. Monitoring the gases emitted by volcanoes, such as sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, helps volcanologists understand changes in magma pressure and composition. Increased gas emissions can indicate that an eruption is imminent. Ground deformation. Instruments like GPS and INSAR, interferometric synthetic aperture radar, measure changes in the Earth's surface. Ground deformation can signal the movement of magma beneath a volcano. Satellite imagery. Satellites provide real-time data on volcanic activity, including thermal images that can detect heat from lava flows and eruptions. This information is crucial for monitoring remote and inaccessible volcanoes. Living with volcanoes. Millions of people around the world live in the shadow of volcanoes. While these mountains can be dangerous, they also provide significant benefits. Understanding the risks and implementing effective management strategies are key to living safely in volcanic regions. Risk assessment and preparedness. Communities near volcanoes must assess the risks and develop emergency plans. This includes identifying evacuation routes, establishing warning systems, and educating the public about volcanic hazards. Land use planning. Careful land use planning can reduce the impact of volcanic eruptions. This involves avoiding construction in high-risk areas, creating buffer zones, and using building materials that can withstand volcanic ash. Benefits of volcanic regions. Despite the risks, volcanic regions offer numerous benefits. Volcanic soils are highly fertile, supporting agriculture and food production. Geothermal energy from volcanic activity provides a sustainable and renewable energy source. Additionally, volcanoes are popular tourist destinations, boosting local economies. Volcanoes are among the Earth's most dynamic and powerful natural features. Their eruptions can be both destructive and beneficial, shaping the planet's landscape and influencing human civilization. By understanding the science behind volcanoes and implementing effective monitoring and preparedness strategies, we can coexist with these fiery mountains and harness their power for the benefit of all. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content.